Hey guys, okay, so this was the mug Bolo that I was talking about in my last video. Now, there's a couple of things I want to say just before I get into this. First of all, the search criteria I used for all of these are UK only, because I know that I'm pretty sure like 90% of my subscribers are UK based resellers, and to be honest, a lot of these will work on either shore anyway, but these are UK only. Search criteria, these are used. Okay, I didn't want to accidentally put in any of the new mugs. Of course, if you do find any of these used, then fantastic, you can ask for even more money. And these are sold items. Okay, these aren't listed, these are sold items. Now, they're also single items. Okay, so they're not presentation box packs, they're not special editions or anything like that. They're just ones that are single mugs that you could quite happily find in charity shops. For example, this very one here I've seen in a charity shop, but to be honest, I didn't think there'd be that much money in it. I knew it was Taz, but I thought, there's probably loads of them around, so I didn't pick it up. And it was 40p, and well, this guy sold it for £11. So yes, there was very good money in that. Now, obviously with mugs you have to be careful, because the percentage of them being broken, goes up by like 80% of other items. But as long as you pack them well, bubble wrap, paper, box them, and then send them, you're normally all right. Now, I'm going to break trend a little bit here, because there's been a lot of sort of controversy surrounding bolos recently, and the main reason for that is people are saying, well, bolos are only bolos because not many people know about them. So if everybody starts knowing about these things, they no longer become bolos because everybody's selling them. I kind of understand, but at the same time, there's a reason why they're bolos, is because they're not everywhere. I'm not saying you can go into your charity shop and pick up all of these in a day, but you will see them over time, and when you do, there's a good £10 to £20 profit in them. So, so I don't really buy that argument too much. However, I am going to break trend a little bit. This video isn't going to just be, hey, look at this mug, it makes £11, go out and buy it, which is what bolos usually are. I'm more going to try and throw in a bit of education as to what to look out for when it comes to potential bolos that you haven't seen listed as a bolo anywhere, but you'll know when you see it that could be something good. Because the only way to really make money as a reseller long term is education. Okay, and believe me, I am useless when it comes to educating myself. I do not have the concentration levels to learn anything usually. But reselling has made me I had to change the way I did things when I became a reseller. You cannot just live off other people's recommendations all the time. So you have to learn how to research and what to look for. So I'm going to be throwing in a few tips in this video that may just help you out when you're out in the field and you haven't got any reference elsewhere that you can look at. So, for example, we'll start with this guy. It has a few elements to it that makes it a bolo. Okay, first of all, the age. Okay, this mug has age to it. 1995, so it's 20 years old. It's obviously by a brand that's known because it's Applause ink. Okay, so and he's put that in the auction as well, which helps sell mugs. Looney Tunes, which is obviously a big collector's market. Taz is a big collector's market, and also it's a 3D mug. Okay, 3D mugs sell very, very well. And for those of you that don't know what 3D mugs are, it just means that the mug stands out. And as you can see from here, it's not just a round mug. The face stands out. It's got the nose. The eyes are kind of stood out a little bit, but the cheeks and obviously the mouth, they sell very well, 3D mugs. So it has every element to it that makes it a mug worth picking up. And charity shops often, they may sell this one for like £1, but you can still sell it for 11. So it's not like it's a massive gamble, And it's certainly boot sales, you'll see these as well. Okay, so the next one is a Little Miss Sunshine plastic yellow cup mug with lid. Now, it is slightly 3D because if you look at the hands are out. Also, the feet are out as well. And the kind of lid comes off and becomes a mug, which is pretty cool. So it's a bit different. It's not just your standard mug. It makes it a little bit different. Of course, it's Little Miss Sunshine, so that is a brand. I don't know what else about it. He's put 1908. I'm not sure if that's the actual year. If that's 1908, I would be very surprised. I may be wrong, but see if he's taken a picture of the bottom. It's a very small mug. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if that's 1908. But hey, I might be wrong. Maybe it is. But either way, £15 he got for that. And I'm sure you'd see that somewhere. It looks like something you'd quite happily see. And because of the size of it, you're probably looking at 50p in a charity shop. And you can get £15 for it. This one here, this has the retro factor, of course, being the Turtles mug. I had one of these back in the early 90s myself. And this one here is from, 1990. So it was probably the exact one I had because I certainly remember the design on it. So yeah, this one has the retro factor. It has the brand factor, which is the Turtles. So that's why that one's sold. It is just a normal mug, but it's in great condition. The colours are very, very vibrant still. That's one thing to look for with retro mugs. You really want ones where the colours haven't been faded, if possible. I know you can't exactly, pick and choose when you see these things, but if the colours are good, then you're going to make good money. This one here is a barrel mug, and it's a not Winnie the Pooh. It's the Piglet from Winnie the Pooh. Jumbo barrel mug. Always put those words when you're selling it. I've got a couple of these myself, a Winnie and a Eeyore one that I've got for sale. And these should be Tams. Yeah, you can look underneath and see Tams Group. They're very good mugs, very desirable. £12 easy all day long for these. And yeah, so that's a pretty good one. Of course, this one has the Disney factor. It has the collectible factor because it's a Tams one. And Winnie the Pooh is obviously a brand within itself. So, and the fact that it's a jumbo barrel mug, people really love those. So even if it's not, these characters, if it's a jumbo barrel mug, if it's Disney, it's more than likely going to be worth picking up if it's like £1 or 50p, or even at £2 sometimes. If you feel it's a rare one. This one here is it has the brand factor, Giorgio Armani. It's the Hope one, which to me kind of, I don't know much about this, but it kind of signals that there probably are others in this set. So you've got like maybe Hope, Love, Wealth, or whatever, So for people that are collecting these, that one, if they haven't got Hope, so to speak, then they'll want this. So that's what makes it valuable. £12.99 with £3.50 shipping on this one. So yeah, so that one obviously has the brand. It has the collector's market because it's the Hope version, and it's by Churchill. So they are a make, so you can put that in there. And there you go, Churchill. So that's what makes that one valuable. This one here, almost pretty much anything Snoopy it does quite well. Now I must admit this one is a 1958 mug, so it definitely has that 1950 to 1958. So it certainly has that retro factor, that age to it. It has the brand, which is Snoopy, and obviously the collector's market for Snoopy is pretty big, so that's why that one sold for £15. We also have this one, which is a Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like a I don't think they call it flask. It's like a plastic cup, large plastic cup. This one had, gaming characters have massive collectors markets out there, and that's why this one would have sold the way it did. There's nothing necessarily special about it, but it's Sonic the Hedgehog, and that's going to go. So, and these sell pretty cheaply in charity shops. I see these quite a lot. Not necessarily Sonic, but character-based ones on these. This one is an Alton Towers mug, and the Alton Towers mugs actually sell very, very well. You can't really see it, but it is a 3D mug. You can see just there that the vines that make up the image kind of bow out a little bit. So it is a 3D mug, and as we know, 3D mugs sell well. You can see by the handle here, it's a 3D mug. It's a large opening on it, which is pretty cool. These ones that kind of bow in are pretty desirable. I actually have an Alton Towers mug myself here at the moment. Mine's listed for £9.99, and I've got like 7 watches on it, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, Alton Towers ones sell really, really well because they're very well made. They just really look like really nice built mugs. So yeah, so obviously you've got the brand, which is Alton Towers, and they are quite rare because you kind of tend to buy them when you're there. So this is the 13 roller coaster mug. And there's collectors for that kind of stuff. They collect them from all the roller coasters, so they're always good to look out for. The Alton Towers one I bought was actually only 50p, so I'm going to make good money on that. This one is actually a Mac Tools Racing mug, and this is basically racing memorabilia. So Mac Tools Racing are a team. So that's really why that was. I mean, anything that's a team, there's not even any like markings on it other than the fact that it's Mac Tools Racing. But if you've ever watched the racing on TV, be it Formula 1 or British touring cars or superbikes or whatever, you see how mad the fans are for memorabilia. They're there wearing the caps and the jackets and the shirts and all sorts. So this kind of stuff would sell quite well if it's a racing mug. So that's why it got £13. This next one is, once again, it's based on a character. It's Wallace and Gromit. Okay, Churchill. Okay, always look for Churchill because they get given the rights for a lot of mugs and stuff. So, and this was actually 1989. Or at least that's what it says on the bottom. So that might just be when Wallace and Gromit started, to be honest. Yeah, 1989. Wow, didn't know it was that long. But yeah, so I'm not sure what the actual year of the mug would be because I know Feathers wasn't. He wouldn't have been 1989, surely. But maybe I'm wrong. But either way, there's no way of knowing exactly what that person got for that cup. But I'd probably say it's around the £10 mark. And to be honest, I would have ignored that in a charity shop. I would have recognised the character. It's kind of, it's Feathers from Wallace and Gromit as James Bond, obviously. It's the take on the barrel of the gun, isn't it? So, but yeah, so £10 for that. Incredible. Next up is Disney Eeyore. This one, I highlighted this one because although most people would say, well, of course this one's worth something, it's Disney, and it's Eeyore. It's a non-barrel mug. It's a non-3D mug. Or at least it doesn't look 3D. Maybe it is 3D. I don't know, maybe it is 3D. But it doesn't look like a prominent 3D mug. And yet it sold really, really well. And it just goes to show that even these kind of more normal looking Disney mugs can do really well. So always be on the lookout for it. Mainly anything Disney. Obviously this one does have the 3D factor. You just don't really see it too well from this picture. But yeah, it's it's a decent sized mug and it's only 4.5 inches taller, and yet it's sold for £13. This is another Disney mug. This is the Nightmare Before Christmas, and this whole range from Nightmare Before Christmas, pretty much everything about it sells very well. It has a massive collector's market. It is quite a tall mug, as you can see. £20 this guy got for it, plus almost £5 postage. So that was really, really good, a good sell for this guy. This one may cost you a few pounds in a charity shop, to be honest. They kind of know that it is a bigger mug, so they're going to charge more than your 50p or a pound. But still, look at the money you can make on it. This one, it's a 3D mug. It's quite quirky. It's a licorice all sorts mug. And yeah, just you know when you see something like this, it might be worth something. This guy got £12.99 for it, which is very, very good. And I've seen a couple of these in charity shops, but I just thought, although it looks good, probably not much money in it, but I was wrong. So £12.99. This one here, this is actually, although I said it was single mugs, I just wanted to highlight this, that there are some in here. There's this one, and there's also this one here, where it does benefit you to have both parts. Okay, I'm going to bring this one over here so I can flip between them. This is the Killiks mug and bowl set. £15 for both. You could quite happily get £6 to £7 each for these if you've only got them separately. But it's from 1993 there, and obviously it's to celebrate the anniversary up to 1994. So if you can ever get things in a set, then do it, because you do get more money. And obviously this one with the Friends, you got a Friends cup and the Friends saucer, but you can still get quite, as I say, £6 or £7 for just the cup if you've only got the cup. So that's not too bad. Next up is, I'm showing you this one purely because this one's mine, and I sold this one. It's a barrel mug. It's discontinued. It's, good condition. I put in the height for the cup as well. It's Disney, so you've got your brand, you've got your character, you've got your rarity because it's discontinued, and of course barrel mug. So yeah, it's very, very good. £12.99 I sold it for, and yeah, so that's that done pretty well. This one here, this is more to highlight the fact that it's Starbucks. Okay, Starbucks sells very, very well. There is a massive collector's market, and I've seen cups go for over 40 quid from certain cities. This one is Kuala Lumpur. I recently bought one of these kind of city mugs. It was a smaller version. It was a London one, and I sold it to, well, I didn't sell it actually, I just sent it to, I'm not sure if you know about a user called Golden Finger Picker, where his wife collects Starbucks mugs. And I saw it, and I just basically sent it his way, because I know she likes them, and I could have made a few quid on it if I'd sold it, but to be honest, the guy has helped me out so much with his videos and with his honesty about reselling over the years, that I just kind of saw it and I wanted to send it his way. So yeah, he should be getting that soon. But yeah, so anything Starbucks, any city is usually sells quite well. Obviously, as we're in England, London ones don't sell as well in England as, say, Kuala Lumpur or Los Angeles or Paris, for example, but there's still good money in them. This one here is quite surprising. This is a Taylors of Harrogate Yorkshire tea. So it has that brand factor, Yorkshire tea, but it's just a bone china mug. But Taylors of Harrogate is obviously a good make, because I mean, this guy sold them for £20 each, and he sold all three of them that he had. And I've seen one of these in a charity shop, and I left it because I thought, it's just a Yorkshire tea. I assumed it was one of them that you just got free with some tea bags, which it might have been, I don't know, but it looked like nothing to me. So I left it, and yet there's 20 quid sitting there. So yeah, really surprising. Once again, this one has that Nightmare Before Christmas factor. It is Disney as well, and it's also 3D, which he didn't even put in the name. But this one is a very desirable mug, and I don't know how many of these you're going to see, because these ones are pretty rare. But £11.50, I think he probably could have got more if he'd put 3D in the title. I reckon he may have got close to 16 to 18 for that if he had listed it for that. This one here is the Moonmins. This one is pretty rare, I admit. This is Arabia, Finland make, so you're not going to see it everywhere. But if you do happen to see anything with the Moonmins, that people like the Moonmins. It's an old classic retro cartoon. £12.95, pretty good. This one I wanted to highlight a couple of things. This is a shaving mug. Vintage shaving mugs do very, very well on eBay. You're looking at £10 to £16. for most shaving mugs. I probably before doing this, I would have looked at this in charity shops and thought, what the hell is that? I wouldn't have known what it was, to be honest. So this one does have the fact that it's also Rolls-Royce 1904 written on the side, so it has that Rolls-Royce collector fan base as well looking at it. But yeah, shaving mugs. Always look out for shaving mugs. Not sure how many of them you're going to see, but when you do, there's some good money in them. This one, once again, is 3D. It's Applause Inc. Lucasfilm, of course, so, Star Wars. And anything like this is always, any Star Wars characters is probably going to be worth picking up. This guy got 11 quid. Might have even got a bit more for it, because it is in really good condition. But, yeah, it has that 3D factor, which I've already spoke about being a desirable factor when selling mugs. This one here, once again, it has retro, it has a character, it has a brand name, and of course another brand name really is a dandy. I'm not sure how much he accepted, probably around the £10 mark. Always take a picture of the bottom of your mug when you sell it, so people know exactly what they're getting. And once again, the colours are very good. There's no bits that are missing. So always, be on the lookout when you are looking at retro stuff. Make sure that it's in good condition. This is from 1992. So next one is once again 3D character, and a character that everybody loves, which is Homer Simpson. It's Fox, so it has a good make. Matt Groening is obviously the creator of The Simpsons. And yeah, 2007. So that's a good mug. Pictures aren't the best. He does some high-angled ones, but yeah, that sells well. This is another barrel mug, Disney Winnie the Pooh. This one is actually 2 mugs for £12.99. You probably could have got £10 each for these. Maybe there's an issue with one of them. Yeah, a couple of marks. So that was quite surprising, but you can get £10 for that mug. Now this one kind of goes against the grain a little bit of what I said, because with this one, the red of Spider-Man has actually faded quite a bit. But he's still got a lot of money for it, even with a chip. I mean, look at that. £20 he had it listed for. He probably accepted maybe 14, 15. There are marks inside the mug. There's a chip. It's faded. But Spider-Man is a massive, massive brand, and there are massive collectors for this kind of stuff. Didn't really have anything on the underside apart from made in England. But obviously it has that rarity and retro factor. And one of the things with early mugs was the red that they used to use often faded before any other colour for some reason. So that might be one of the reasons. Oh, 1989 this one was, by the looks of it there. Marvel Entertainment. So yeah, Marvel is massive. If you find anything in Marvel, then great. This one here is a once again, this has that rarity factor because it's just a bit different. Obviously it's Disney, and it's a 3D mug because his legs are out and his arms out, kind of forming the handle. So this one, authentic original Disney parks. So it has that rarity, and that's why you can ask between 10 and 15. This one here is a Cool Cat Garfield. Colours are good. 1978, so it has that age to it. Character and the Jim Davis is the guy who created Garfield. So yeah, that was pretty good. These ones, I actually had loads of these before I moved to where I am now. This was like a few years ago. And surprisingly, I just got rid of them and didn't really think much of it. This was before I was reselling. But he probably would have got between 15 and 18. And it's a set, but these sell individually quite well as well. Because people, for example, missing that one would buy just that one to make up the set. 3D mug, Gruffalo. He didn't really put much in the title, so you could probably get a lot more than £10.50 for it. But yeah, once again, it has that brand factor. I'll whiz through these. Normal mug, but it is a Mr. Strong vintage mug. 2009 isn't that vintage really, but it does have the brand and obviously a good cup manufacturer there. So yeah, so that's why that one sold pretty well. This one, once again, tall mug, and it bowls in and out, as I was saying to you before. It's 3D because you can see just there on the side that his eyes are kind of sticking out and his nose there. So it is a 3D mug. It's Disney, so all the good things. Starbucks again. This was to really show that really any Starbucks design sells pretty well. And this one isn't even the city ones, but you know, it is just Starbucks, and they sell very well. Another Taz one. We got this is a Warner Brothers Movie World China mug. Pretty nice cup, to be honest. It bowls a little bit, not too much. And obviously it has the movie world underneath. This one you may not see in many places, to be honest. This one is a Monsters Inc. And once again, it's a barrel mug, but it's just that very, it's like a very subtle kind of cup. You know, it's not like in your face. You just see those eyes. You instantly know it's Monsters Inc. But it's or when I say Monsters Inc., you know, it's like Monsters University, but it's that same kind of thing. It's Disney. It's obviously has the Monsters University name, and it's squishy, so even the character name. Collectible mug 3D effect. This person really knows how to sell their mugs because every keyword is in there. So yeah, £10.95, and yeah, so even any barrel mug that's kind of Disney related, what I was saying before, sells pretty well. This one is obvious. I mean, it's a 3D mug. It's a really, really in-your-face 3D mug. It is Tams, which who are ones to look out for with Disney. £16. Yeah, I can totally see why that one sold for that. This one, normal mug, but it has got that. It's from 2008, so it's got a bit of age to it. Asterix is obviously a pretty good collector's market for Asterix. And yeah, so that's why that one sold, really. This one clearly has aged. I was 2 years old when this mug came out, and frankly, it's looking better than I am. So, you know, it's a really good mug. Everyone loves the A-Team. And yeah, so that's a Staffordshire England Cup, £10.99, free postage. So you probably come out with about £7 or £8, but you could probably get a bit more for that, to be honest. Just a few more left. This one is a tall mug, and it's obviously Jack Sparrow. It's Disney, and this is actually a Disney Store exclusive. Anything that's Disney Store exclusive, it's worth picking up for a couple of quid. I mean, this one sold for £17.50. Very well done there. These ones, obviously, these were free for 20 quid, but you could probably get £10 each for these. These ones are obviously the 3D Star Wars mugs. This one did have really terrible marketing inside. I don't know. I shouldn't have to tell you why these are popular. I mean, these have everything that we've been speaking about. This one was quite a pretty cool one. It's the Guinness mug. Has a very, very weird kind of design on the top. I don't personally like it. I think it's a horrible mug. But he would have got about £7 or £8 for this. It showed up. All these mugs I looked for between £10 and £20. Obviously, this one showed up as 10 because that's what he listed it for, but he didn't get that. But you know, if you waited long enough, you could probably get your 10 or even 15. It's from the 1980s. It has a good name attached to it. It's a brand because it's Guinness, and people like Guinness stuff. So this one is obviously it does come with a box. Even without the box, you're looking at a tenner, and obviously it's Armani or Emma Watson. Not too close to Emma Watson, I must admit, looking wise, but yeah. So that's Harry Potter stuff, and it's a 3D mug. It's self-explanatory why that one sells well. Once again with this Star Wars, it's 3D. It's Cards Inc. characters, 2005, but it's obvious why that one sold. It's £20 for that is brilliant. Same as this one. It's a bit of quite a different looking Eeyore, but it's a 3D mug, and it's Disney Store exclusive, which is one of the reasons why it sells so well. And yeah, so that one £15. Just the last two now. We've got this one, which is a fire 3D mug, and of course it's Harley Davidson. much like the racing team, there is a massive worldwide collector fan base for Harley Davidson stuff. It's 2002, so it has a bit of age to it. It's 3D, so it has all the things to look for in a good selling mug. And lastly, this one here, plain mug. It's just an IBM mug, nothing too special, but you know, it just says made in England. Nothing really incredible about it. But it is a collector mug because, you know, IBM is a big brand, and there are people that collect brand stuff, especially with computers. I mean, that's an old IBM logo and stuff on their mugs. So yeah, it has a kind of everything that you need in a non-3D mug. It has a brand and it has age, which is what you need. So thank you for watching. I hope that some of you have enjoyed this and kind of just understood what I was trying to portray in this. I didn't want to just show you mugs and say go out and buy this mug. I wanted to more explain why that mug sold for what it did, rather than just telling you to go out and buy that mug. So anyway, thank you for watching. There will be a third video today of me explaining my process with FBA and why I decided to do it. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you've enjoyed the video. Cheers.